Welcome to ACC Presents, a speaker series by the Arts and Cultural Council at the Blue Mountains Public Library. My name is Lynn Corrigan and I am a member of the ACC. We are here today in the gallery at the LA Shore where you can see a new exhibit. We are joined by Shelley and Barb from Events for Life, whose participants have created the art for you to see here today. Shelley Higginson is the founder and program director at the Events for Life. Starting in the summer of 2013, Shelley had a vision and together with two friends began this grassroots organization at her farm in Meaford. She realized that once students with special needs graduated from high school at the age of 21, there wasn't anything for them to do. In 2017, EFL became incorporated as a not-for-profit charity. Shelley has an extensive background and certifications in special education. Formerly trained as an educational assistant at Georgian College, she worked as an EA at Georgian Bay Secondary School, supporting youth and special needs in skill development and academic improvement. Shelley represents the architect for progressive growth. She has enhanced program offerings and established community partnerships while pivoting with grace and integrity to ensure that each individual participants and their family members are respected and honored for their unique strengths, gifts, and lifestyle. Shelley manages 2 full-time staff, occasional part-time staff, seasonal co-op students, and trains over 30 volunteers from the local community. Shelley continues to live on her farm with her husband and enjoys spending time with her grandchildren, Bo and Blake. Shelley is living proof that when you have a vision and are driven to succeed, dreams do come true. Barb Weeden is the Executive Director for Events for Life. Barb will be celebrating her 3rd year working with EFL this December. Barb brings a wealth of knowledge and experience, having worked for the not-for-profit and for-profit sectors for the past 30 years. Before moving to Craigleith 4 years ago, Barb worked for Seneca College at King Campus. Her focus was leadership development, outdoor and environmental education, and organizing large special events. After spending 22 years at Seneca, Barb was recruited to work for the Tim Horton Children's Foundation. She was the general manager for Onondaga Farms, the largest of their 7 facilities, and managed a team of 30 full-time staff and 60 seasonal staff. Barb traveled across Ontario organizing many fundraising events with Tim Hortons store owners from the GTA and surrounding areas. Barb has sat on numerous boards of directors, organized conferences, and has chaired various committees in the communities where she has lived. While Barb moved to the town of the Blue Mountains full-time, she volunteered for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Collingwood, Beaver Valley Outreach, and spent 2 winters as a guest service ambassador for the Blue Mountain Resort. Barb is currently a volunteer for the Town of the Blue Mountains Leisure Activity Planning Committee and a member of the Blue Mountain Chamber of Commerce. It is a great feeling to give back to your community, love where you live, and love what you do. I am excited to pass the mic over to our guests, Barb and Shelley. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Barb Weeden, Executive Director for Events for Life, and I'm sitting here in the beautiful gallery at the LA Shore Library, and I'm just so thankful that we have the opportunity to talk to you today about the exhibit that surrounds us. I live in Craigleith, and I am a 4th generation local, and I am just so blessed to have this opportunity to work with my colleague Shelley Higginson that's sitting beside me and to work with the participants of Events for Life. There's nothing better than loving where you live and loving where you work and loving the people that you work with.
I'm Shelley Higginson, and we are thrilled to be at the LA Shore Library this morning around some of the beautiful art that our participants have created this summer. I'm the founder and program director of Events for Life, and it is just a joy to see what's happening with our program through COVID even, and we're thrilled to be here.
One of the main reasons that we're here today is to celebrate art, and we are so thankful to have Maureen Munden, a local artist who lives here in Clarksburg, and she applied for a grant, the Barbara Kemp grant, and it is through the Blue Mountain Foundation for the Arts, and she was granted $5,000, and with that $5,000 she was able to come to Events for Life this summer and work with our participants in different mediums. And you will see when you come to see the exhibit that there is beautiful paintings on canvas. We have metal artwork on wood, we have pebble artwork, and what you will see will absolutely blow your mind. The participants have just been so creative, and we owe this to Maureen for spending so much time with us this summer.
So I think it would be important for everyone to know how it all began. I am a mother of 4 sons. I have a wonderful, supportive husband. And I was an educational assistant at Georgian Bay Secondary School for over 15 years, worked with many of the participants that we have presently, and I saw the need. They would leave for summer with nothing to do, and so I approached a core group of individuals that were with our Special Olympics in Thornbury and said, would you be interested in me running a day program at our farm? It was 2013. And that summer we had 6, next summer it was 12, and by the fall of 2015 it became very clear that there needed to be a year-round program providing social, recreational, and lifelong learning for the participants in this area. So Kath Butler, a good friend and now one of our board of directors, and her son is one of our participants, we started looking in this community, and we first were at Grace United Church. We're there in the basement for 2 summers. We were out and about in the community, and it was really a great start. The fall of 2016, we were at an event hosted by Patty McFarlane, and Mike and Alicia Hutchings were there, and they own Beaver Creek Farm, and they approached us and said, would you be interested in Beaver Creek Farm becoming your home of Events for Life? And it was an awe moment. And we said, wow, amazing. And by the summer of 2017, we had a home. And we are so blessed to have the use of this property, and with lots of trails and a house and a workshop. From there, we have now got over 30 participants. We've gone through COVID, we have several volunteers, and we are just excited. And for me, it's kind of one of those awe moments where you think you have a vision yourself, and then it becomes many people's vision, and it is so exciting to see where that has come.
So Shelley is a person who has a dream and can make a dream reality, and I have certainly been blessed to be able to help Shelley in my role as executive director make this dream come true. And as Shelley said, Events for Life has grown from 6 to 8 participants at her property in Meaford to now a not-for-profit charitable organization with a board of directors. So our mission is to enrich the lives of individuals with special needs, providing recreational, social, and lifelong learning skills to individuals with special needs. And we have been able to accomplish this mission right through COVID. So proud of our staff, so proud of Shelley and her team and all of the participants. So it is our vision to be a leading organization that supports these individuals. And when you come in and see the exhibit and look around, we are doing amazing things. And as you hear more about us in the community, you, like Shelley said, will be in awe of what we have been able to accomplish. So as a not-for-profit, we have a board of directors, and Kathy Butler, a local resident here in Thornbury, is the chair of our board and has been with Shelley right from the very beginning. And we have vice chair who is also a local resident, and him and his family actually moved up here so their participant or their adult child could be one of the participants in our program. So our board of directors are either retired or semi-retired individuals that live here in the community. we have been able to expand our staffing, which has been great. When I first was hired 4 years ago, I was a 3-day employee, and now I'm up to 5 days, and we have an assistant program director that works with Shelley. We have 3 program staff, and we have the ability to have some part-time staff that work with us as well. So running 4 days a week now, we have amazing individuals that are working with us full-time and part-time to support the program.
And another really wonderful component of our program is our volunteers. Originally, many of the volunteers came because they knew one of the participants, and that's why they wanted to volunteer. And now I have people knock on the door and say, I hear about your program and I really want to get involved. This is something I love to do. And we have over 30 people. Through COVID, we've lost a few people that feel compromised with the pandemic. But if you are at all interested in volunteering at Events for Life, we take anyone with many skill sets. We have people that enjoy driving. We have others that just enjoy being with people, and it's rewarding. They'll often come and say, I started because I knew so-and-so, but now I just love everybody and I so enjoy being here. And it's a great way to give back if that's where you are in life. We have a diverse group of participants. I think we have 33 registered for our fall program. We're excited. We're able to go virtual as well as back in person. We've transitioned this summer from being virtual and half days outside doing activities, and now we've secured 2 locations. Because of COVID, we have to social distance, wear masks, and so the Blue Mountain Community Church has gifted us the use of their facility for 12 of our individuals, and we'll offer pod groups that will do some art, which is fantastic, and we're also going to have performing arts there, which is dance and music and drama, as well as cooking, which is a really, really big thing that they all love. And then at Events for Life, we have beautiful property, and we'll continue with our outdoor ed there and our wonderful workshop. And if you come to the library, you're going to see some of the things that have been created there, and you'll have a hard time deciding what you want to buy. Our participants are a variety of ages. We start at 21 when they graduate from high school, and we have individuals that are in their 50s. They all intermingle together and enjoy each other's company. And we have diverse needs for them as well. We have intellectual disabilities, on the spectrum of autism, Down syndrome. But each one of them brings to the program a wonderful personality and characteristics that make them who they are, and we love each one of them.
So Shelley made reference to a fundraiser that happened a few years ago, and a beautiful couple that were participating in the fundraiser, Mike and Alicia Hutchins, and they were incredibly moved by Shelley's story, and we have been so blessed to have the use of their property. So we work out of Beaver Creek Farms, which is just on the outskirts of Thornbury, and as Shelley said, we're going to be expanding now and using the Blue Mountain Community Church, which is right here in Clarksburg.
So each morning the participants arrive around 9 o'clock with their smiling faces and enter the doors of Events for Life ready for some fun and activity that takes place each day. Routine is really important for our participants, a visual schedule, discussion of what's going to happen during our day, and we'll continue with that as we move forward. And then they divide into smaller groups, and with COVID, that's given us the ability to do that and enjoy things like cooking, workshop, art. We celebrate a lot of national days, which are really, really fun. We also focus a lot on healthy lifestyles, which is social skills and lifelong learning, because that is life, and there are things that we can always improve on and get better at. One of the things that they love more than anything is just being together, and it's just great to see the social interaction that they have with each other. Crafts are a huge thing, and when you come to the library and you see some of the art that they've created, and as well as many of the crafty items, you'll see the purpose in that and the ownership of it that is really, really rewarding. I often have a gentleman that will text me and say, "What are we doing tomorrow?" or "What do you need me for?" And so that's really exciting to see their enjoyment and the purpose they have. Our workshop is in the garage at Events for Life, and we're really blessed to have community involvement with that as well. Home Hardware has been able to sell our crafts during COVID, and one of our items is our signature Canadian flag. I think we even have one, we did have one somewhere around the library, so when you're here you'll see it, or you can purchase them at Home Hardware. And it's just a wonderful item that the participants can paint and stencil and do many of these things. Physical activity is important. We'll continue that. Recreation is lifelong, and they enjoy getting out walking. If you noticed last winter, we purchased these beautiful blue coats for them, so we became the blue coats of the town, and we were out walking a lot. So keep an eye out, make sure you wave, say hello. Music is a huge part. Music and dance are a huge part of our program. Everyone loves music, and it's really fun when we've been online. You know, we always have to sing Ring of Fire, and we always have to sing Country Roads. I'm hoping that moves on and we can pick up a new song in the near future, but it's fun to sing old ones and learn new ones and have community members come in and join us for that activity. And they have as much fun as we have. Lunch is just a great time to get together and socialize, and we'll be out enjoying that. And we have community outings that we've done going forward. While we're during COVID, we're not able to transport the participants yet, but we sure will be out walking and enjoying this great library. We're going to be coming here once or twice a week, and that's exciting. And just the ability to be in the community again is going to be so exciting. So we've usually gone to the community center for pickleball. We go to the plunge swimming. We also go to the Collingwood for a lot of events that we can't get here in this community as well. And just the beauty of our area and hiking, that is one thing that is a really, really wonderful thing that we have, and we are so blessed. And I just spoke with a parent yesterday that they're moving to the area. Could they get involved? And so it is a real need that we are meeting for all of these individuals. One thing I will talk about a little is Special Olympics. Special Olympics is a big part of our community. We have basketball, bowling, skiing, curling, and through COVID, our participants have not been able to participate in this activity, but we look forward to them all getting involved in it again in the near future.
So as part of our mission and vision, we want to be a leading organization, and we are so proud of how we have adapted through COVID. We initially thought that the program would be completely shut down. We had no idea how we were going to make it through, but it was a challenge for Shelley and I, and we conquered it. We were able to apply for different grants and reached out to some community organizations for funding, and we were able to make sure that every single one of our participants had an iPad or a laptop. We even had one individual in our program who had never used a cell phone, had never used a computer, and they didn't have internet in their household. And we were able to get her completely dialed in, and now she is completely independent and can join the program. So, like Shelley said, we have now over 30 participants, and during COVID, we actually were able to get more participants because they were able to join us from their homes. And we've had more families that have moved up here now to be a part of our program. So we are very proud of the pivot that we have done to online learning. And of course, extremely joyful to be able to be back in person. We started our own forest school back in January, but we were on a lockdown. So come February, we were able to start that up, and we had a 6-week run of an outdoor forest school program, and we partnered with a local organization called Free Spirit Tours. So no challenge is too big for us, and we're very proud of all of our participants for what they have done to continue to enjoy life and be online with their friends. So during the pandemic, we continued our social, our recreational, and our lifelong learning skills, and we are starting that back up in person. And the question is now, what's going to happen post-pandemic? Well, because our program has now expanded and we have more participants and more staff members, we're going to need to expand and find some more facilities to use. So whether that is a full-time facility here in the community, whether it's something that we rent to own, whether it's something that we build right from the start, we are not sure yet, but is certainly a part of our vision and our strategic plan to expand our program, still maintaining our residency at Beaver Creek Farms, but also adding to our facility in the community. So community partnerships are really important to us, and when we heard about the Smile Cookie campaign that happens with our local Tim Horton franchisee owners, we reached out to Sarah, who's a local owner, and she has become one of our partners and really big supporters of Events for Life. So this will be our second year having the Smile Cookie campaign at the Meaford Tim Hortons, and every cookie sold for the week of September 13th will come directly towards Events for Life. So we had started with the restaurant here in Thornbury, and then we were able to be the charity of choice for the Tim Hortons in Meaford. So last year we raised almost $8,000 in that 1 week just from cookie sales. So we're mentioning this now because our participants will be out in the community. We are allowed to pre-order boxes. So the participants go out into their communities, which is Owen Sound, Thornbury, Meaford, and Collingwood, and try to sell boxes of cookies, which are $12 a dozen. So please support our local Tim Hortons here in Thornbury as well as in Meaford. So often we get questions on how does EFL sustain ourselves. So there's a number of ways. First of all, the participants do pay a registration fee, but we do have to keep that fee low. The participants are eligible for what is called passport funding, which comes from the government, but that passport funding has to cover all of the activities that they do in 1 year. So we have to keep our fees low in order for us to be able to provide a program for these individuals. So we need to have third-party events, need to have government grants, we need to have partnerships in the community, we need to reach out to different foundations and organizations to help us, and then we have to do some fundraising ourselves in order to sustain ourselves. So that could be craft sales, and it could be third-party events. We've been so blessed to have some local professionals. For example, Craig Ashton has done a Christmas concert for us and has raised a lot of funds for us and raised our profile in the community. We've had local volunteers do some events to raise money for us, and very grateful for some foundations that do provide anywhere from $10,000 to $25,000, and we are so grateful, and we need that money in order for us to sustain the business. When we are up and running in person, we have craft sales. So those happen in the fall. We're really hoping that we can have one this Thanksgiving weekend on the Saturday, and that's where we sell our crafts, and we have Christmas sales and spring and summer. And currently our signature Canada flag is on sale at the Home Hardware in Thornbury, and Shelley, we have sold over 60 flags since Christmas time. To our community, which is fantastic. So when you drive around town, you'll see these beautiful recycled wood Canada flags that the participants have made themselves, and they take great pride in them. So lastly, it's donations, and you can donate anytime to Events for Life, not just at a fundraising activity, and you can go right to our website and donate there, whether it's something that you would like to do one time, or maybe it's something that you would like to do monthly, or just at Christmas time. We appreciate every dollar, and every dollar matters.
We have a wonderful social media presence. If you haven't yet been online to see our website, please do so. We post weekly pictures, And the other thing we do is keep you up to date on the events that are happening at Events for Life, as well as daily pictures of the participants doing some of the great activities we do in our community. I just like to stop, I want to look around, and I just can't believe how the volunteers have presented this art show. Thank them for what they've done. They've just done a fabulous job of making the art look spectacular. And number one, this community. Our community, we feel so loved by them and supported, as well as the library. I've already been in touch with Emma, and they're open, and we're coming back every week, 2 or 3 times a week to visit. We even get our own special time, and we just feel so supported by this community. And we just can't thank the community enough for all that they do for Events for Life.
Thank you, Barb and Shelley, for your presentation and the insight into all the wonderful things happening at Events for Life. As mentioned, the participants from Events for Life are currently showing their art in the gallery here at Ellie Shore. This exhibit is also available online through the Blue Mountains Public Library website. You can purchase the art, and all sales go for Events for Life to support their work. Purchases can be done in person at Ellie Shore, over the phone, or through email. All details are listed below in the description of this video. We thank you again for joining us for the ACC Presents Online. Stay tuned to our website and subscribe to our blog to learn more about upcoming events.